Put your wings in the air!
Ryan Defrates, is that you, Willow? B, I haven't seen you since the day you crushed my soul. Don't you remember the science fair? You called me Bucktooth and insulted my birds. I swore that day I'd make you pay, and I'd make everybody pay.
Look, Becky, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
You're sorry? Oh, well, in that case, I'll forgive you.
Really?
Fat chance! You're just some no-good, highfalutin bird hater. That's what you is.
Look, Becky,
You think the sun comes up just to hear you crow? Ain't that right, Ryan? Or should I say marshmallow? That's right. When you swelled up like a hippo, I told everyone at school to call you Marshmallow. You deserved every laugh you got. And now you deserve this. Ugh. Suffer the wrath of the ninja chickens!
Really? I'm not afraid of your little birds.
They aren't little. Welcome back. I love it. Welcome back to Aaron the Addisons on Urban Family Talk. We are going to talk Ryan Defrates. Kendra Knox, let me catch myself here. Kendra Knox right. joins us in studio. And that's important, right? When you get married and your last name changes, we especially
I always mess up.
You always mess up. With what?
With Victory.
I know. Yeah, you have to make the shifts. But okay, so Kendra, thank you so much for joining us. Let me just say this, not to put anything on blast, but I'm excited about my ability to multitask because what I have on paper here in front of me is Kendra White.
Oh, look at you. You are on top of it.
I know. And I just took my reward from heaven. So, I mean, it's fine.
No credit now.
No credit now.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. All right. So we are excited about the next 3 episodes of Ryan Defrates. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be on your show. We are excited. I know you have so many important things going on in culture to talk about. I was listening to the program and, it's a little bit of a shift to go talk about ninja chickens, but I feel
it's a worthy shift. Though it's good.
I feel like this is a part of the conversation as well. So thanks for having me on.
No, we're glad that you're here, Kendra, and we've been looking forward to this. This is something because we're often talking about what's going on in the culture, and we are encouraging, really, and just imploring parents to take an upfront role in protecting their kids, not just doing that sort of as just standing in front of them, but also making sure that you are rearing them in the fear and admonition of the Lord. So it's not just taking them out of the culture, but it's discipling and training. So to connect that to Ryan Defrates, we don't want to just decry what is wicked in entertainment, but we also want to provide solutions. And that's what you have done. So let's talk about the Ryan Defrates series. If people are hearing about this for the first time, kind of give them a background on how this all came to be.
Absolutely. Well, what you see, what you hear, what you put in to your body is what will come out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so the importance of having entertainment that is uplifting, encouraging, and based in a biblical worldview for our children is growing. And so a few years ago, AFA decided that we wanted to start making entertainment because there is not a lot out there for children to watch that reflects a biblical worldview. So we created, this is we being my brother and I, my brother is a children's pastor in Texas. We created an animated children's series called Ryan Defrates' Secret Agent. And Ryan is a spy who thinks he knows everything and can do it all alone, but he gets partnered with an unlikely person, his mom, who is not a spy, but she has a lot of wisdom and often ends up saving the day. And they go on all kinds of adventures today, each episode, and Ryan learns a new character quality about who God is and how he needs to reflect that if he really wants to save the day.
So now I think, and not to seem self-interested, but the Ninja Chickens, I think there is a special voice actor in that one.
There is.
Am I right about that one?
Yes, very talented. So Meeke is referring to one of the children at the science fair. If you heard the clip, there were the Ninja Chickens, Ryan and his friend Becky, who later he unkindly, I have to throw that in, unkindly calls her Bucktooth Becky. He is corrected for that unkind statement. And they are at the science fair talking, and Becky overhears Ryan and another friend talking very unkindly about her. And that other friend is none other than one of the Addison crew.
All right. Awesome. I can't wait to hear that.
We were so excited to have her come in, and so talented, and read for one of those roles. She did a great job. And
Awesome.
She was excited about it. I mean, she absolutely enjoyed it. And I had this moment, this feeling of her being able to have that experience and to understand that we don't have to crave everything that the world is offering, that the Lord has given us talents and abilities to use for His glory, and uniquely and distinctly for His glory. And so it was really cool for her to come to AFS and to be in the studio and to get the coaching coming from you, Kendra, and to have I think it was John Yerby who was in studio, who was also helping with the sound, and it was a great experience for her. And she talks about it. Like, I mean, she really enjoyed it. So
that's awesome. I can't wait for her to see the episode.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So let me ask you this. How do you decide what types of lessons you're going to include in each of these episodes?
That is such a great question. You know, a lot of them come from real problems that we see happening in families. And we want it to be something that's incredibly relevant to what children are going through today. You know, one of the episodes, episode 8 actually, is about respecting authority. And we knew that in today's culture, you see so much disrespect, and so many of the cartoons out there make those that are that God places in authority over us out to be bumbling fools, really. And so we specifically wanted to make an episode that talked about the position that when God puts a father or a mother in your life, that He puts them in that position for a reason, that there's an amount of respect that you should have for the position. You know, if God puts someone as senator or president or your teacher, those positions carry a certain amount of respect with them. Now, that's not to say that we have to completely blindly follow authority in a wrong way, but I think particularly when it comes to children, that's a really important lesson to learn how to submit early on. So we wanted to tackle that. Episode 7 talks all about holding a grudge, the one you heard the clip from.
Hey, before you move on, Kendra,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have a clip from episode 8. Will, I think this is going to be
great.
cut 4 from episode 8. So I want to listen to that, and then I want to come out of that and talk about it. But I also want to ask you, so you can just kind of prepare, what are some of the responses that you're getting? Have you found the episodes to be a blessing to families? Are they able to have conversations around it? But before we do that, I want us to listen, because you're just mentioning episode 8 and we have a clip from it. Here we go.
Perfect.
You can't tell us what to do.
Actually, I can. The Queen put me in charge.
The Queen put me in charge.
Stop that.
Stop that.
Stop repeating everything I'm saying.
Stop repeating everything I'm saying.
You are one rude little girl. All I'm trying to do is get everyone organized for your little parade.
Well, you're not doing a very good job, are you?
Oh, you think you could do better?
Yeah.
Reminds me of someone else I know.
So Ryan kind of gets the switch flipped on him there, and he learns the weight of being in charge is not always what it seems.
So how are parents responding to these episodes? Are they able to have conversations with their kids about the themes of some of the episodes?
We have heard so many wonderful things from parents and from children and from even churches that have used this on Wednesday nights. We have a resource page with discussion questions, and we've had a lot of people request those to be able to kind of further the conversation. As I mentioned, each episode has a Bible story that's attached with it. That's a little 2-minute wrap up. In fact, I heard a story recently of one little sibling set where every time the Bible lesson came on, the older sister told her younger sister, "Hey, you need to be quiet. This is the Bible part. Like this is important." You know, so
good.
I think that you know, we hope for years to come to hear fruit from this, but it's often you know, it's kind of the story of the 10 lepers. You hear from one, but there's 9 others that you don't hear from. But what we have heard back has been very positive. And also not only the impact of the lessons, but I think sometimes even the kids and the parents don't realize the impact of just all of the things that are not in the programming, you know, just some of the, it might not just be the Bible lesson, but the fact that these are characters that love each other, that, you know, this is a world in which God exists, where these characters live, you know. This is, I don't know if you all have kept up with the recent, on 1 Million Moms page with the animated cartoon Arthur.
Yeah.
It's a few weeks ago. And the enemy is so subtle in the way that he, and for those that don't know what I'm speaking about, there was the longest running animated children's series, Arthur, had a gay wedding with 2 characters. And, you know, we're hearing from parents, they're not ready to talk to their children about these issues.
Right.
And, you know, when you have someone that's 6, 7, 8, and you're not ready to bring up that discussion, it can enter a lot of confusion. And so it's nice to just have something that parents feel is safe, that they don't have to, they can sit down and watch with their children, and hopefully they enjoy them, but they don't have to be there every moment or fear that something like that is going to creep in.
No,
That's so good.
I haven't. I don't know if I've seen every Ryan Defrates. I think we have.
You have.
Okay. So my question is,
You have. Yeah. You have.
So
we have the first 6. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, the father. Maybe
Good question.
Maybe I'm you know, trying to reveal
Where
something that
is
shouldn't be. Yeah, like, you know, what the father is. He's going to be a part of these new episodes.
Well,
or?
I mean, I don't know if she can say if he's going to.
I mean, you know, I'm just
happened.
curious. I mean,
Ryan, we have not forgotten the father.
Okay.
I will say that much. He is part of a plot point that has yet to be uncovered.
gotcha.
Yes, but you hear some little hints about what happened to him in the first 6 episodes. There's an episode where, you know, it's revealed that his father had a plane that went down, and he's gone, and they really miss him. So we don't really go into much further detail.
Okay.
But
All right. That's fair.
That's exciting. Yeah, I mean, I have my own thoughts, but I have my own thoughts, you know, as a person who's not creative. I feel like, anyway, it's good. It's good. So there's room whenever there's a plane that goes down. I mean, you know what I mean? You can always have Tom Hanks make it on a deserted island.
Or deny
Right.
or suggestion.
There's the possibility of Wilson! And
That's
so
funny.
anyways, so that's cool. So how can our listeners get the latest episodes of Ryan Defrates?
Yes, so if you have not been introduced to Ryan and his friends, you can go to afastore.net. We have all of our episodes that are out available. They are $12.99 each or $24.99 for a combo pack of 3. So if you just want to get the new episodes that are out, you can get that in a combo pack for $24.99.
And I will be happy to autograph all of the ones
Perfect.
that
and we need to pull your daughter in,
my
have
child.
a signing day for her.
you know, I don't want to, you know, I mean, it's sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Crazy.
I'm kidding, y'all. Only because we're family would I joke like this. If I thought people didn't know me, I would never, ever joke like this. Kendra, I want to get you to share something. And this kind of is and isn't on the topic of Ryan Defrates, because I know that you are I believe it is a gift that the Lord has given you to be able to work with children and to minister to children. And you've done it for a very, very long time. But recently I saw a video that you posted, and it just so touched my heart. And one of my favorite parts of the video, you were talking about the Lord being heroic and the Lord stepping in. And you shared this story about a kid who was listening to your brother talk about the odds. Oh, Kendra. That moved me. Like I did that. You know how you take a couple of deep breaths, sniffles, you're caught off guard by it. And I was like, oh, that's so good. Can you share that a little bit?
Well, one of the beautiful things as a storyteller is that I know that God is the ultimate storyteller. And if you actually study story structure, we are hardwired in our bodies and brains to love stories and to love, if you go to study screenwriting, they have what they call a death and resurrection that needs to happen in every story to make it really good. And that is the language that they use, right? So how cool is it that our God, the
Wow.
ultimate story, has the ultimate death and the ultimate resurrection, and that's what he does in each of us. But so in the video I was talking about how our God is dramatic, and he is a heroic God, and how each of us, especially as women, we crave someone to really step in and be a hero. Well, I had my brother was teaching children, and on a Sunday morning, and I had one in my lap, and he was talking about, and I forget the specifics of the story, but Israel was in dire need of help, and the enemies were coming from this side, and the other enemies were coming from this side, and Jeremy just painted this horrible picture, and he said, but then, guess what happened? God showed up. And the little girl in my lap just said under her breath, ever so quietly, I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. She just knew God's
cool.
character.
Oh, man, I love
that he's
that
the
so
hero
much.
who's going to show up and help his people, because that is what our God does. And I love that about God. I love that every story in the Bible, God is the hero. Sometimes, we like to make David the hero and David and Goliath, or we like to make put the emphasis on the character. But really, if you look at every single story, it points to the person of Jesus.
Amen.
And that he is the hero.
Amen. Man, I'm telling you, I love that. That warms my heart. And I'm telling you that there is something instructive in that for all of us as followers of the Lord Jesus Christ, that in any situation, that when we see the Lord do what we know he does and what is consistent with his character and with his nature, each of us should be able to say, I knew it. I knew it. Because we serve the God who wants himself to be known. He self-discloses. He tells us who he is, right? Anyways,
and shame on us
powerful.
for, as believers, I'm so guilty of seeing the Lord being faithful in my life, and then something happens that scares me, that pushes me out of my comfort zone, and all of a sudden I'm like, what am I gonna do? Oh no. Well, God's character has been proven time and time again.
And so that we can all say, I knew it. I knew it. All right, we got to grab the break. Aaron the Addisons will be right back.
Yes, you are. You're a great God. Yeah, yeah.